In this episode, we're talking about how to prevent regulations from changing.
Vacation Rental Machine helps hosts just like you learn how to start, grow, and scale your short-term rental business. This show is all about creating systems that help you automate your business, giving you more time and money freedom. If you're ready to start living the vacation rental life, then subscribe to this podcast today. Come and join us on our Facebook group, The Host Nation, where we'll be talking about starting, automating, and scaling a short-term rental business. Now, on to the show.
Welcome back, Host Nation. I'm here with Julian Sage and Patricia Moore, and we're talking about regulations changing and actually how to stop it or how to join the fight to make sure they're not taking you by storm.
So regulations changing really can impact your short-term rental business. And when you're doing your market research that we talk about in step 2, finding out these things is really important. But just going into a specific area because there aren't any short-term rental regulations doesn't mean that you can't do anything and think that you can just get by. There's things that you do have to do if you are going to try to keep your business safe. And if you're operating like a professional, then you have to be a professional and you have to do some things that are going to help protect your business. And one of those is first identifying the regulations, but then also getting involved in some capacity. So Patricia, what are the things that you can do to help prevent short-term rental regulations from changing and impacting your business?
I think the most important thing is to gather with other hosts. The bigger a group that you have, the better chances are that your voice is actually going to be heard, united across the board. So it's really important to reach out to those hosts, and there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. You can reach out through Airbnb or VRBO. You can use the platforms to actually pick out people that are also doing short-term rentals close to you. You can send a couple of messages a day. Don't overboard it. You can get thrown off the network by doing that. But if you gather a group, you go ahead and meet for coffee, and you can talk about what the regulations are today. You can also talk about what you would like the regulations to be. So as a group, you have a voice to go and get what it is you want. That would be kind of the first step. Then the second step is to understand exactly where they are today. So you can look up your local county, city, or town, or your HOA, if that's what's involved, and find out what the regulations are by calling them. There's a number of different organizations within a lot of different jurisdictions that would be involved. So it might be your planning or your planning zone or your zoning. You may have code enforcement. You may have supervisors. You might have an executive board. And you want to reach out to the people that are locally that make the regulations in your town. And you really want to understand what's going on with it at that point. And then, once you actually do that and you decide what it is that you'd like to have happen in your particular area, it generally takes 3 or 4 times to bring somebody up to speed on what you're doing and why it's a good thing to let short-term rentals happen in their particular area. It brings in a lot of income. It helps other small businesses when you send people out to their restaurants. People get to stay in their homes. Sometimes it's used to help pay bills. There's just a lot of advantages of having short-term rentals in a specific area. It may bring a lot of new people to an area that wouldn't have been there otherwise. And then the most important thing is staying involved. So it's not a one-time thing. Regulations change every single day. It's important to stay involved, watch what's going on, make sure you're a part of it, and talk to these regulators regularly. Be involved in what's happening in your city, town, or state.
That's absolutely right. And just to think about it, by the time this video gets out, I'm probably going to have over 40 properties. And to be honest with everyone, I never really thought about regulations as something that I really need to jump in and try to be a part of. But right now, at this point and where I am with my growth, it's really important for me to protect my profits. And if that means that I have to go out and start to listen, start to try to make sure that the positive message about short-term rentals and what they do for the community and the people that are staying with me, then that is very important that I get out there and also curve that message that is not necessarily being put out there. Patricia, you're 100% right. This is very important, and we all should go out. And again, I can't say it any better other than protect your profits.
So just to recap, if you're in an existing market and you want to be able to protect your business, protect your profits, one is going to be create a group or find someone local that, or create something local where other people can come together. And then 2 is after you have a group of people that are short-term rental operators, reaching out and letting other people be aware of your business. You don't want to hide the fact that you are a short-term rental operator. You don't want to hide the fact that you're in this business. So reaching out to things like your planning commission, your board of supervisors, the code enforcement, and your local zoning. These are going to be people that are going to be influencing how regulations are going to change for your business. Number 3 is going to be, you're going to want to do 3 to 4 touches at least with these people over and over again. You want to keep on letting them be aware that you are there and that you are a legit business that does care about the community. And lastly, number 4 is stay involved and don't get too comfortable. You are going to want to keep on making sure that your voice is out there and that people are aware of your business and the good things that you are doing for the community. So of course, we're going to be including in the description of this video ways that you can connect with Trisha, the ways that you can find other local groups. We're going to include all of that in the resource section of the show notes.
So for the question of the day, it comes down to, are you involved in a group right now? And if you are, please leave it in the comments below. Or if you're not, leave it in the comments below. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast.
Until next time, Host Nation, keep on hosting. Hope you hosts found value in this episode. If you did, please go on over to iTunes and leave us a review, as that would greatly support the show. If you'd like to connect with John, the community, and I, then go on over to our Facebook group, The Host Nation. Talk to you hosts in the next episode. Keep on hosting.